Here we go. To learn about stats and using the stats for your market in this changing market space here. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
So for
Perfect.
Innovate with Nate.
Yep. So I want you to know your market stats using just one tab right from the MLS. I did this about 6 or 7 months ago. It was beneficial. I showed you how to create or find your own list price to close price ratio. I'm using that same tab, but the idea today is you're going to use that one tab. It's often overlooked on the MLS, but you can use it for cities, neighborhoods, associations, school districts, more and more. When you leave here, you're going to have a really good idea of how you want to use this. But what it does is it gives you real-time market knowledge, and you can use that for listing presentations. If you're in competition, they're all going to use the same stats, but no one really dives in and sees the actual numbers and things like that. So you can either level the playing field or separate yourself that way. It also comes in handy when you're doing price reductions, or even if you're working with buyers to kind of get an idea of what's happening now in this market and where things are at. So I'm going to go quick here and show you. I'm going to flip over to my MLS. And just to start, you're going to log in, and I want you to work out of this stats tab. Okay. And when you click it, it already fills up with system presets. So you have the ability now, all these presets give you all the data that you're going to want to know and use. And I'm going to show you how to kind of deviate from some of these. Over here on the right-hand side, you can set your parameters. You can signal or figure out what property you want, the styles. You can even search neighborhoods, all of that. I'm going to demonstrate all of that to you. All right. So let's start with just finding out a city. So I'm going to say, all right, let's go see what's happening up in Hugo. I'm going to select Hugo. I want to know what things are happening up there in the single family, but I want to look at just single family homes. I don't want to look at detached townhome, twin homes, anything like that. So I select that like you always do on the MLS. And then I want to know, let's see what the average days or the CDM and close price is. So I click the preset, gives me the generate. So now I come here and I go, boom. So the way I have it set up, and I'll show you, is that it's a bar graph. And at the bottom of this, it gives me the median days on market versus the close price median. I have it looking at the last 5 years. Here's the single family that I did and the Hugo municipality. So now it says out of your 1,300 listings, here's what we have. I have my line graph, but if you're not a line graph person, I am not. I like data. Sorry, I'm getting spammed here. You can hit data and you actually have the raw numbers right here in front of you. So I can see that it was 19 days in 2020. And then guess what? COVID happened. So then it went to 6 days. Price went way up. Then it kept going 14. The price goes up and up. And then right here in 23, it kind of capped out. Price went down. Days on market just a little bit. But then today, and so far in the first 9 months, we are looking at 13 days, and the median close price is at 400,000 or 500,000. So it lets you really zoom in and have that look. But let's say I want something a little bit different. So then you go up here to customize. And maybe I just want to take a look at the last 2 years. I can do that just by selecting time frame. I did my chart with columns and then that smooth line, but I can also group them by year, but I can also do by month if that's your jam. So let me just show you what this looks like. So I went 2 years. days on market. So you can really see zero in here. Let's just jump down to, so I got 23. I did 2 years all the way down to August last of 25. So I can really go and say, all right, well, in August, the average days on market was 13. And then here's the median sales price. July, you can really detail this out to whatever you want it to do. Any questions on something like this?
And these are closed sales, is that correct?
These are closed sales. Yep. Now,
Great
if I wanted
info,
to,
Nate.
go ahead.
Nope, just said great info.
Oh, if I wanted to print it out and bring this to the client, I can certainly do that. I just hit this little print button and I get options. If I'm a line graph or if I'm that graph person, there it is. But if I don't want that, I can say hide the chart and show the tabular one, which is the one I like to use. Then I can go month by month or whatever I wanted to do here to show it, to tell the story. So now I'm going to change this up. And let's just say I want to take a look at what is the close price versus the original listing ratio for that same area, same information. Okay, again, single family in Hugo, just the single family homes. I could put certain price points, bedrooms, all of that if I wanted to, but I'm keeping it simple. So now let's look at the closed price to original list price ratio. It says 2 years. Let me show you. And here's my graph. It looks like it's at 100% almost all the way through. But I want to do the data, and you got it right here. Again, it went back 2 years. But you can really zoom in and say, all right, this is what this is doing. But now I want to say, change that back to 10 years.
Nate, can I jump in for a second?
Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but are there a lot of buyers out there that think that they can make really lowball offers? Well,
We're getting a
this
lot
might
of
be a
them.
really good thing to show them in the area that you're looking. This is how close to list price offers are being accepted so that, you can maybe get those buyers to be a little bit more realistic with some real factual data.
That is perfect, and that's a great takeaway. You get to show the buyers that real life data like this and say, hey, we can try to negotiate, but at the end of the day, here's what you're up against. I want to do just primary year. I want to go back 10 years. Now I have all of that at my fingertips as well. And I don't know, I'm thinking that this is kind of a 2018, 19 pre-COVID kind of market. And I'll be honest with you, the stats are showing that here. But you can zero into all your neighborhoods. I'm going to go back to the presets. Wait, I think I just had a comment. Is there a comment out there? Maybe not.
Yes, there was
Yeah.
a comment.
You want to share that?
It says, I believe we asked about that before, but it didn't take into account cancel relist for the actual change from original list price. Is that incorrect?
It does not. This is only the closed ones. It does not take all that other semantics. Sorry. It doesn't take all that into play. Now, let's say we want to look at months inventory. We can do that. Again, I'm doing it for Hugo the last 10 years. Or sorry, 5 years. And I've got all of that. So very consistent. You get the idea here. Now I'm going to kind of go into neighborhoods. Let's try and figure out what things are happening in neighborhoods. So I'm going to clear everything and go map search. Now we have one here in our office at 1778 Linden Cove in White Bear. Go find it, but it is a townhome, and it's in, as you can see, a lot of townhomes in this area. So what I'm going to do is, you've all done this probably. You can do a radius, a rectangle, polygon. I'm just going to go and find out what the actual data is for this whole association. I'm going to use this. Okay, so my map area is selected. I know that it's all townhomes. So now I can choose. There's some quads in there, there's some side-by-sides, and there's a few detached in there. I'm going to try and just look for the quad and the side-by-sides. And I want to find out what the actual, let's just go list price to square footage ratios, if that's important. We just hit generate. Not a lot of sales. You can see that here with the sporadic line graph. Now I'm going to look at the data, and you can kind of see not a lot has happened, but you can see that the average so far in 2025 is 202 a square foot for the list price to square footage ratios. But let's say I want to go list price to close price. I select that one, just hit generate again. And now I go, okay, well, they listed at 220 in there and they're selling at 216. What happened here in 2024? Obviously multiples. Great data for you to share with your listing, on a listing with your buyers, or a price reduction. What's the close to list price ratio? Okay, looks like 97% for that little area. It tells me that there's 20 listings that have happened in there since January of 23. So not a lot of data, but it's usable data. Any questions on this?
How
Okay.
soon does September show up, for instance? Do you have to wait, till the end of the month plus a few days?
Yeah,
Like the whatever it's called, 10K.
yes, yep. You get it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always the end of the month and usually 3 to 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just switch gears here and I'm going to show you. So we've covered city, we've covered neighborhood and association, because that one was just in there. But I also want to just say, let's go take a look at school districts. What's happening in the school district? I'm going to pick White Bear today. And let's just look at the inventory, number of actives for the White Bear School District. This is including all, because I didn't really change. I didn't select what I wanted, but this is everything single family wise. And as you can see, the market is growing. So there's more and more actives. And if you want to see the data, it's all right here. So in 2020, August was 174, then COVID, then it's kind of been a slow build back up to the 245 active listings in the area, in the school district. That's great information for you to share with your sellers. Just, hey, just in the school district alone, it increased in the last 5 years from 174 units to 245 units. I'm going to go back here to select or search and go single family, or select all of single family. There we go. I'm going to generate again. And of course, I've got my line graph. I jump to the data and say, okay, well, there's 123 single family homes on the market in White Bear School District right now. That's up significantly, or whatever. I don't know if significant is the right word, but that's up almost 10 units from where we were last year. And growing trend. Any questions? Okay. Got a little bit of time. One thing I do want to share with all of you, and I touched on it last time, or when I started, was you should go and find your own listing percentage of what you do for your sellers. And I'm going to show you buyers too, but what you're going to need to do is, what's your ratio? So your close price to list price ratio, single family homes. And you're going to want to come down here and type in your own MLS number. Mine won't have any much, but there's my NERDS number. Look at that. No, nothing generated. So, but you could type in your own right here, and that's how you get yours. And you can actually go back and choose. I'm sorry, I did the wrong one. Here we go. Let's do it this way. Nope, still nothing. So you can go in here and change this to the last 10 years if you've been in the business. You can customize it again up here. This is 2 years. I can go 5 years, 10 years. One of the things that we did here at the beginning of the year was I went around and gave our agents their list to close price ratio so that they could use that in their listing presentations in the spring market. You should know that as well. The other way that you can use this if you're representing buyers is you would just come here and do add remove and put your name in here. It's not name, sorry. We call that the selling agent. So you're going to find the selling agent, add that. Now it's in here. I go back, and now I just add my NERDS number in here, and it'll tell me what my ratio was for that. So you can be really beneficial on the buy side and the sell side. Oh, here's why. I didn't zero it out. Sorry, everybody. The importance of the details. All right, any questions? All right. Well, I hope you found this useful, because this could really, really set you apart when you're working again with your sellers, your buyers, and if you're looking for a price reduction. It's all right here, but live in these stats, and it's at the tab right here under more, and just use the stats and be in the know when you sit down with your clients to let them know where things are at. All right, I'm going to wrap up with a nice little quick hitter for you.
Thanks, Nate.
You bet. Thank you, everybody.
Hit them straight today.
All right, thanks.
I'm assuming you're
Thanks,
golfing,
Nate.
right?
I am.